You don't need a sewing machine to start sewing, and I'm going to prove it to you. Welcome back to Stitch by Stitch, where I teach you how to hand sew. Today we're going over a variation of one of the most important hand stitches, a half backstitch. You can use the half backstitch to join fabric securely and repair your garments. To sew a half backstitch, you start with the right sides of your fabric together, and you sew the stitch on the wrong side of the fabric. The wrong side of the fabric is where most of your stitching is going to take place. You first start off with an anchoring stitch, which is simulated with the star here. Then you go in at 1 and back out at 2. Once you come back out at 2, you're going to go back in at 3, which is in front of 1 but behind 2. Once you insert your needle at 3, you're going to skip a bit forward and come back up at 4. Notice that with the half back stitch, you're going halfway back to where your needle was last inserted from with the last stitch. This stitch is quicker to sew than the back stitch and still more secure than a running stitch. So you'll see here that your needle is going back in at the circled number that's behind where you just came out of, and then skipping a space ahead before coming back out at this squared number. Then you're just going to repeat this same pattern. At the end of the stitch, you want to finish it off with an anchor stitch, which is again simulated with this star here. Now that we're done, we can compare the half back stitch to the answer key here. You'll notice that the front has gaps similar to the running stitch, but the back looks similar to the back stitch with slightly less overlap. And now we're ready to put the finished example in the pocket here. This sewing workbook goes over 4 basic stitches, 2 basting stitches, 3 edge finishing stitches, and 3 hemming and finishing stitches. It's available through the link in my bio or through TikTok shop. There's also a left-handed version of this workbook. The next stitch we're going to be going over is the running back stitch, which is a combination of the running stitch and the back stitch, so follow along to learn more.